Trevor Sikkema here for another edition of TDN's live mock draft series. I'm very, very excited about the episode that we have tonight because, look, we can say all we want that it's always draft season because it always is over at TDN, but we know that a lot of people who follow the draft or just follow the NFL, it takes them a little bit longer, which is fine. That's why we're here. We're here to get you caught up, but it is not officially draft season unless your podcast, your articles, your video series, whatever, has Mark Schofield on to talk about the quarterbacks. I love Mark. He's one of my favorite people to talk about, not just draft, but football in general. So this is a pleasure for me anytime that we get to talk some ball. Mark, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Trevor, thanks for having me on. But after that intro, I definitely have to bring out the A game now. I mean, yeah. I can't half-ass my way through this. I mean, you gotta intro me like that, man. I gotta get my notes. Give me a second. I gotta see the binders and stuff so I don't act like an idiot.
You are so good at breaking down quarterbacks that even if you BS me, I'd be like, yeah, tell me about it. So that's how I feel about your QB evaluation.
Well, good, because I'm here to drop some knowledge about Brady White and Davis Mills. Let's get into those guys for a little bit. Brady White, who's I think my age by the time his rookie minicamp will start, probably throws a bit better ball than I do at this day and age, but that's debatable.
Listen, Tom Brady just won a Super Bowl, so you could legitimately still go out
Trevor,
there.
Don't remind. I'm 7 months older than that man, and I'm sitting here right now. I did shoulders this morning when I got up. Both of my shoulders are killing me. I'm trying to drink a Diet Coke here, and it hurts to pick it up. Tom Brady's out there chucking Lombardis over the bay. Like, it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. It's not fair.
See, this is a fantastic transition for us because here on tonight's 7-round mock draft, you're going to be controlling the Patriots. I am going to be controlling actually the Tennessee Titans. No relation to the Patriots, really. I mean, other than the fact that Tom Brady threw the pick six to the Titans to end his season a couple years ago. But other than that, right?
Other than that. Obviously, there's going to be a bidding war over Adam Humphries again, like there was a couple of seasons ago.
As there always should be. Yeah, exactly. As there absolutely should be. So, I did want to have you on, not just to talk quarterbacks, which we're going to do in a second, but also for the Patriots because it's a good intro for us because it's funny. You are genuinely one of my favorite people to talk quarterbacks about, but you're also a Patriots guy, so you've never had to worry about this. Like your team has never had to care about a quarterback really until now. And I think that it is quite the class to really talk about it. And I'll start and look, I don't need you to give me your definitive rankings on quarterbacks. There's still plenty of time for that, but just more as a general question, because we're starting to see guys' names float all around. Like Justin Fields, we've seen him outside the top 10. We've seen Mac Jones now go in the top 10. We've seen Trey Lance all over the place because some people love him. Some people are worried about the project. When it comes to this class as a whole, at least those top 5 guys there, is it worth the talk of having 4 go in the top 5 or 5 go in the top 12 or something like that? Because we see that quarterback gets over dramatized every single year. Like we make these guys darlings. We know the league's going to go after quarterbacks no matter what, but it seems like this class more than other classes in the past is really getting a lot of hype. Is it warranted from these guys?
Yeah, I think so. And it's not like I remember a couple of years ago with Mason Rudolph, people trying to like jam him into the first round. Like, oh, we're going to get 5, maybe 6 quarterbacks into the first round. These guys are all fantastic. I mean, you look at whether it's Lance and the raw talent, the easy velocity, the easy arm strength, whether it's Zach Wilson, the rise he had this year, the scheme fit, the athleticism, the moxie. I mean, guys got guts. I mean, he will throw it wherever he wanted to throw it on the field. I still love Justin Fields. I had my reservations about him last year after his first year as a starter at Clemson. Ohio State, particularly after that game against Clemson last year. But then to see what he did this year, to see the game against Clemson this year, to see the strides he made. A lot of people have been talking recently about Fields from like progression reads and working through concepts and things like that. I had those questions a year ago. I don't have them now. Like he was fantastic this season working through stuff like that. Obviously we know Trevor Lawrence, but then there's Mac Jones who's getting that sort of late Senior Bowl type buzz. And,
right.
I think for some reasons it's warranted, especially when you look, Trevor, at the number of teams that will need to draft a quarterback in this cycle, including New England at 15. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people are saying there's no way Mel Kiper today, there's no way he gets past New England at 15. Obviously, the Saban Belichick connection, but he does some things that still matter in the NFL today. People might have questions about him from an athletic profile. Does he have the mobility to survive in today's NFL? And those are questions that people have to answer. I mean, I have my reservations there. But if you need a quarterback and there's one left of those 5, you might have to take him at 15 because you're not going to see him the next time you're on the clock.
Wait, no way. At least not at this point. I've seen his name as high as like
4. He was 7 today.
Are you 7? Wow. Yeah. I mean, like, I've
Kuiper's mock had him at, it was either 7 or it was 8 to Carolina.
Oh, boy.
And then Lance at 9 to the Patriots, but the Patriots trading up with Denver, which I woke up this morning, checked my phone, and Panthers Twitter was just in an absolute uproar. I mean, they were just like, really? Do not do this to us right now. But I was happy with it.
Well, I guess it kind of depends because it depends what you think of the Patriots and their quarterback situation. And we're certainly going to talk about this when you come on the clock at number 15 when we get this mock draft underway. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on Cam Newton because I think that he is just – everyone's like, okay, this is – Cam Newton's not coming back. Like, it's no longer going to be him. He's washed. He's not going to be a franchise. Because if you think about it, this is the perfect opportunity like that is open for him to start. So if people are already saying like, oh, they're not considering Cam Newton, then that probably means that he can't play anymore. I don't think that's the case. What do you think? What do you think after watching Cam this year?
I don't think that's the case either. I think Cam's situation was really unique in that he signed 3 days before training camp started. We had COVID, so there was no OTAs, mini camps, and all that stuff. There were no preseason games. And say what you want about preseason games, but the opportunity to have live action against a different uniform just for a series or 2 or maybe a half in that third preseason game, which we usually see, that matters. He didn't have that. And then he had his own COVID diagnosis right before that Chiefs game. And he said just this past week that when he came back, like it took a while to get back to where he needed to be. The passing game was bad last year with him, but I don't think, people should foreclose on the idea of Newton not coming back. Mike Giardi, who's pretty plugged into New England, said last week, 40% chance Newton's back. I think if they draft a rookie quarterback, especially a guy like Trey Lance, if he somehow falls to them, whether it's at 15 or they have to trade up a couple spots to get him, having Cam Newton to sort of be a potential bridge, that might be beneficial for Trey Lance. And I think even if they swing and miss on one of these rookies and they have to go back to Cam Newton, I don't think it's wildly out of the imagination that he could figure it out for next year. Is he a perfect quarterback right now at this point in his career? No. Was the passing game bad last year? Yeah, it was bad. But he added that run game element that they haven't had for like 20 years. And so I wouldn't rule that out. I think it's still a possibility. It might give Patriots fans some, heartburn, but you might be ready for that.
I said that I wasn't going to make you rank quarterbacks, and I'm technically not making you rank quarterbacks here. But when it comes to the very top, we've heard whispers of this, that some teams maybe like Zach Wilson over Trevor Lawrence, which is crazy to believe because for 3 years now, we've been told this guy is going to be the savior of an NFL franchise. The way that you see it with these guys, is it Trevor Lawrence a tier above the rest, or would you say that tier 1 has somebody else in there, whether it is Wilson, maybe even Fields, who you said that you still like? What's that tier system look like for you at the very top?
Well, like you said, when you called me a coward the other day, when I said in the group chat, all these guys are good. That's my take. These guys are all good. And you just flat out called me a coward. I get it. No, I think Lawrence is like a tiny cut above the rest. It's like Lawrence is 1.
Yeah.
And the other guys are 2A, 2B, 2C.
There you go.
And you can really sort of, if you're going to run that sort of Shanahan, McVay, outside zone, play action offense, you might love Zach Wilson. And that makes sense. There's a lot to like about him. If you're Arthur Fields sitting there and you've got that sort of play action offense that you've used for Ryan Tannehill and Justin Fields is on the board at 4, just run to the podium. Like that's an ideal fit.
Yeah.
If somehow Trey Lance falls to 12 for the San Francisco 49ers, like an offense that loves to throw the full ball to the fullback out of the backfield, like I'm sure Trey Lance knows that 49ers playbook right now. And so, those 3 teams might have them ranked differently because of the scheme fit, but I still have Lawrence a cut above. Like you heard all this talk, and then I threw on his game against Notre Dame and it's like 3 plays in. I'm like, why am I wasting my time? Like the kid's legit. Like he's good. Like Mark, like stop, like go talk to your family or something, because this is just pointless. So
I just got done really watching all of the games I'm going to watch of these quarterbacks, and I came away with different thoughts for each of them. I have Trevor Lawrence as the highest grade, but of these four guys that we're talking about, so Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and Trey Lance, the potential column that I have for them, for all four, is franchise QB. And I think that there are different things that you can look at each one of their game and say, okay, they need to improve this a little bit. They need to improve this a little bit. They need experience here. All of that is possible, and it's going to be different boxes for each of these QBs that where they need to improve. But at the end of the day, all four of these guys have that franchise quarterback ceiling. And I think that that's what's most important to remember when we have this kind of discourse and talk about them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you're picking in the top 5, top 7, you need a quarterback like odds are. You take a swing on that ceiling. Like we're going to get the reason why Jones is sort of creeping up boards right now. And we always have to remember this. These are NFL decision makers. They don't want to get fired. They've got bills to pay. They've got mortgages. They've got kids to put through school.
It feels good when the check continues to cash.
Yes, it does, as we all know. And if you draft a quarterback and he busts, which one are you going to get fired for? Drafting the 1 year in a game starter from North Dakota State at the FCS level, or the Heisman finalist who from Alabama in the SEC? Like, if those are the two quarterbacks staring you in the face, and you're like, I don't want to lose my gig. Like, you could go back to ownership and say, look, I know we're 3-13, and the guy we drafted 7th overall hasn't panned out. But look, he was an Alabama kid from the SEC, like won a national title, Heisman finalist. If you 3-13, well, I guess 3-14 now with a 17-game season, the quarterback we drafted 7th overall didn't pan out. He just had a season and a game at the FCS level, but look, he had traits. Like, one's probably going to get you to keep that job or at least get a second job. The other, you're taking my job over a touchdown wire because you're out of the game, and now you've got to transition to a media gig. So
that's a really interesting way to put it. And I think anytime that hindsight comes into it, if like the rest of the quarterback class was stellar, like we all bring up the Trubisky thing, but it sucks. You trade up to go get Trubisky and Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes are in the same class. It doesn't make this does not make it look better on you, even though you picked the guy who you thought was the right guy.
Yeah, you did your evaluation, you did your work, or maybe you didn't if you believed all that was in that Chicago Tribune story where they were just like, I don't know about this, but I mean, that's a tough sell. I don't know how Ryan Pace sold that, he gets a chance to figure out the quarterback position yet again after botching it with Trubisky, Mahomes, and Watson, but here we are.
Wow, lucky him.
Must be nice.
The checks are still cashing, and we have to respect it. All right, so let's get into the mock draft machine. We'll run through this bad boy. We'll go through the Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. We have, of course, as always, Robert Juden on the other side of the metaphorical glass producing for us here. I actually got to zoom in my screen real quick so I can see all the names on the mock draft machine. Mark, before we hit go, you're obviously at 15. You talked about a trade up. Do you want to make a move for the Patriots? What are you thinking here?
I would like to make a move depending on how picks 1, 2, and I'd say maybe 3 shake out.
Okay. All right.
I want to see what happens at 1 and 2. If it goes the way I think it's going to go.
We're not controlling the Dolphins at 3, so they're probably sticking. So they're probably not taking a quarterback. So I think that we could just run it. Let's run the first 3, and then Rob, pause it after the Dolphins pick. It's going to have to be fast on the trigger. Wow. Oh, we do. No.
All right. Well, we're not trading up, man.
Board. Rob, how could you? Would you have traded up with Atlanta? Would that have been a good target if Fields was still on the board?
Yeah, Fields was still on the board. I would try to get there. But, I mean, Atlanta's not coming back. Rob's right, behind the glass. That's why he's the smart man running the show.
He doesn't know that. He's trying to save his ass right now. He doesn't know that.
I don't know. I mean, this is the scenario anyway. Like, New England has 15-46 and a bunch of futures and Stephon Gilmore and a gently used Rex Burkhead. I mean, they're not going to be able to get up anyway. So in reality, I got to sweat this out now.
You're gonna sweat it out to 15. Is there like a sweet spot? Like if Lance makes it to, because I guess
if Lance somehow gets past, I'd say that gauntlet of 7, 8, 9. If he gets past Denver at 9, then making the calls. But I don't think he gets there.
Okay, we'll see if Lance is still on the board when the Cowboys come up at 10. Rob, can you pause it after 9 and see if Lance is still on the board? Lance is still on the board.
Let's go.
All right. Okay, let's do it.
1546, a future one.
Ooh, what are we giving? Hold up. You already knew that. Like off the top of your head.
Yeah, 1546. Start with a future 2, because my friends in the Schofield Slack channel will kill me if I give up a future 1 unless I absolutely have to.
Wow, just plug in this.
Plug the show.
This goes to the Slack channel. We love to see it.
I'm a professional.
All right, so you want to give a future 2 instead of a future 1?
Start with a future 2.
Oh, so wait, but you're giving 46.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rob, we got to do
1546 future 2.
Okay. It says that you could do this one here. A 1, a 2, and a 2, pop up to 10. Cowboys accepted the offer. Let's go get Trey Lance, baby.
Let's go get Trey Lance.
Let's go do it. Let's do it right here. Changing the franchise. Bill Belichick, he's coaching for another 20 years, baby.
No, hand up the phone.
All right. So the Niners want me to move up to 12.
Oh, okay.
I'm the Titans. They want me to give up a 3rd and a 5th. No. I'm gonna say no. There's too many options for them with edge rusher and interior defensive line to be had at 22. I would only do that if I was going up for a corner, probably J.C. Horn, but I'm not going to do that. Eagles want to give me a 2nd and a 3rd to go to 37. Absolutely not. What? Howie's out of his mind. No.
Well, we know Howie's out of his mind. We have evidence of that.
That's actually very true. Rob, can I please see the edge rushers? Oh, Rashad Bateman just went to pick before Chris Ballard. You son of a gun.
Oh,
all right.
Ballard.
Ooh, so wow, everybody's still there. Everybody other than Kwity Paye is still there. Let's go. Let's go Gregory Rousseau. Give me Rousseau here. I like the idea of the versatility, okay? You can put him on the outside. You can have him really main as an edge rusher, and I think that'll be a good strategy for him because people look at Gregory Rousseau's tape and they go, wow, he's raw. Yeah, of course he's raw. The first year that he came in, he was a converted, basically like wide receiver defensive end. He was trying to put weight on his body. He was trying to fill out his frame his freshman year when he was there. And then his second year, his sophomore season, they had him playing wide 9, 5 tech, 4-eye, 3 tech defensive tackle, nose tackle at some points. So, Rob says that Cowboys used Mark's pick on Richie Grant, safety from UCF.
They need some safety help.
No, it's good. That's not bad. Buccaneers want me to move back to get an extra 5th round pick. No, I'm staying at 53. Oh yeah, you didn't pick. You already gave up your 2nd.
Yeah.
I was like, where?
I'm just resting now.
Yeah, you're big chilling.
I've done my work.
Yeah, you're big chilling. You're in the hyperbolic time chamber, just big chilling.
I'm just hoping we can figure out Trey Lance and get him ready.
All right, so Davian Nixon is still there. I really like the idea of putting Nixon next to Jeffrey Simmons. That's extremely intriguing to me. Rondale Moore is also there, who I stan. Not unconditionally.
Not unconditionally. He's got some, questions, but
Rob is reminding me that Corey Davis is a free agent. I know that, Rob. Corey Davis was my wide receiver 1 back in, oh, Lord, what was this? What draft was this? 2017 when he went number 4 overall, and I lost my mind. I thought he was going to be the best, and he's not. Now he's a free agent. Thanks a lot, Rob. Give me Davian Nixon. Let's do it. Let's go Davian Nixon. I'm going Nixon here. I'm going double defensive line.
He's moving up a bit. A lot of people have been talking about him since the Senior Bowl.
My man,
John Ledyard
can move. My man can move. So, look, if you want to upgrade the trenches in Tennessee, which I just did, I think that's a good way to do it.
All right. So New England's offering, let's see, 3. They want to get 96.
Oh, they want that's a big jump though. That's 23 spots for a 5th.
You know what? I will do that.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Wow. David Tepper must really want the picks. He just wants to feel the power.
He wants the picks. All right. So we are on the clock. Can I see wideouts?
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Oh, okay. There's 2 guys that I literally watched today. And on both of these guys, I was like, if they're there at 46, I consider it. I like Rodgers. I actually like the top 3 guys that are on the board here.
Mm-hmm.
New England really needs an X, a more X type guy. Give me Brown.
Nice.
I will take it. I really like this kid. I really like him.
So I was pretty high on Brown coming into the season, and it just seemed like nobody was talking about him. But he felt his tape last year felt like he was just a vertical threat. Like, and that's still, I think, his bread and butter, like what he does well. But he does it really well. Like
he does it really well. Like,
knows how to win vertical.
Release as well. And what I love about him, Trevor, is how he so aggressively works like back to the ball. Like if the ball isn't there, he's going to come back to his quarterback. If the ball's on its way, he's going to go get it. Like, it's like a Baylor route tree, like slants, pitches, goes, post.
Perfect.
It's like literally like Baylor, but the Patriots need that. Like they've got slot type guys. They've got Edelman. They've got Jacoby Myers, but they need N'Keal Harry certainly has not panned out. They need that X. They need that vertical threat. Give me him and Trey Lance for the next 5 years. I'm happy.
I am picturing it now. Lance just dropping one of those rainbow 50-yard bombs into Brown's hands as he goes into the end zone. I can see it right now. Patriots fans, you're saved. Yeah. Look, I'm glad that you're helping the Patriots. They need a break. You know what I'm saying?
It's been hard for us this past, 12 months. It's been a tough time. Seeing our boys Tom and Rob, like just living their best lives, just down in the sun, like tossing Lombardis, tossing beers. It's been tough for us.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Tom and Rob to go into the Hall of Fame as Buccaneers. Anyways, corner. Can I see corner, Rob? I got to see corner. I got to see if there's anybody here that I like. Because Malcolm Butler, you can move on from him, but I kind of waited a little bit too long at that point. I don't mind Benjamin St. Juste, but I don't think I'm going to pick him in the 3rd round. Sean Wade, I could take a chance on. I don't know if you're cutting Malcolm Butler. I don't know.
Remember when Wade was a 1st rounder?
Oh, dude, yes. I absolutely remember that. I felt like I tried to hold on as long as possible because I was like, no, he's got the background, like he's good, he's a talented kid, and
that Clemson game was just like, no.
Oh, bad. Let's see wide receiver. Let's go wide receiver, Rob. Oh, Elijah
Moore's still there.
Oh, yeah. Yep, this is easy. Elijah Moore. Too easy here. Losing Corey Davis, probably. I already fixed the defensive line. I was hoping that we were going to get Amari Rodgers, Tylan Wallace, or Elijah Moore there. And Tylan Wallace and Elijah Moore were both on the board, so I got lucky.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
I am too.
Let's see. They're offered 99, 4, and 6.
That's a 21. Another 21 pick jump for a 6th-round pick.
Why not?
I was going to say
they're dart throws anyway. So yeah, let's do it. All right.
I'm going to be picking like 8 times in a row on day 3 while you're just sitting there big chilling with a cold drink in your hand. But
a tight end is intriguing here. The Patriots have a tight end issue. Tremble is nice, but I'm going to take Hunter Long, the BC.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
I'll take that.
I like this.
I mean, we drafted 2 rookies last year. They haven't quite panned out. My dream, of course, is Kyle Pitts, but haven't traded up for Trey Lance. And with Pitts was gone anyway, I'll take the kid from BC.
I just don't think.
Plus, Rob behind the glass. He's right. Look, tie him in coming back home. The BC kid, get him a Dunkin' sponsorship right away. Hey, we're good.
Oh, I'm right next to you. I'm actually pick 100. All right, let me see corner. See corner here. If not, then I might be picking Trimble. Let's take the flyer on Izzy Mukwamu. Let me go Israel Mukwamu right there. He's obviously got the long size. He's got the length. Taking a chance on him. 3rd round. He had, what was it? That was a Georgia game a year ago where he had the 3 interceptions in one game, right? And it just looked like, this is the second coming of Richard Sherman.
Yeah, here we go.
I don't think that he is quite that, but I do think that he has a lot of potential as a guy who brings a lot of size to that position. Let me see tight end now, Rob. I want to see tight end. All right, I no longer want to see tight end.
No, not tight end turns out so fast.
Yeah, it really does. Let me see just the overall board. Can I see just like the whole board? What do we got? Okay. Wow, Marvin Wilson just to get the absolute motor in the rotation. Could actually.
Another guy who was a first rounder back in last April.
Oh, I like Deontay Smith. That might be a nice running. That might be a nice offensive tackle pick here. Say Surratt's still there. I do like that. Let me see just like offensive, interior offensive line. If not, I'm probably going to go with Smith. See what I got there. No, I don't like any of these guys. Give me Deontay Smith, the offensive tackle from East Carolina. Yeah, I'll take that. See what I can make out of him. Depth offensive lineman. Might be able to move him a little bit.
Can't hurt. Just point in the draft.
Listen, it's all about the big boys.
Yeah. Got to build through the trenches.
Rob is showing the guys who we have already picked. Trey Lance, Damien Brown. Now you're up again at 138.
I'm up again at 138. Let me see the edge dudes. Oh, wait, no, Cameron Sample? Done.
Cam Sample is there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Wow, that did not take long.
No, he's a bit short in the arms. Like I think he's like 32 and a half, which is a bit short from New England standards. But I love the Senior Bowl tape.
Is New England like big time got to have long arms on the edge?
Like 33 and a half inches is kind of what they look at.
Oh, he's just seeing how many. Oh, we each got 3 picks left. Wow, that's perfect.
Oh, cool.
Work out perfect.
So yeah, he's probably a little shorter in the arms, but I liked his hand speed, his hand quickness. So again, we're throwing darts at this point. So
yeah, big fan of darts.
Love it.
All right, you're up at 145.
145. All right. Can I see interior offensive lineman?
You can also see who you have already picked if you want Rob to scroll over to my picks to give you a little reminder there if you ever need it. Not that you ever need it. You have the photographic memory, man.
Me have the photographic memory. What about the overall board then?
Best player available. Love to see it.
You know what? He fits the mold. Give me Marvin Wilson.
That's such a Patriots
That's a
pick.
Belichick pick right
I hate
there.
it. I hate it.
Marvin Wilson at 145.
Oh, man. What a selection. Marvin Wilson was ranked 113, I think, on our predictive board right there. And I think he's going higher than that. I really
he's going
do.
Higher than that. Like the 2-gap ability. Like I know, nose tackles are a bit of a dying breed, but 145, he's going before that.
Right. Like even if you think that Marvin Wilson is not going to play for you a ton on passing downs, at least like early on. Dude's motor's insane. He was all anybody could talk about for Florida State's defense. That Florida State team was god awful, and I'd hate playing for it too. So I really do think I think that a lot of teams are going to think that Marvin Wilson's best.
I think football people will love him. Like you get some defensive line coach in the draft row who's going to be like jumping up and down, ripping his shirt off. Like That's what's going to happen.
But enough about Pete Carroll and DK Metcalf.
Exactly.
Can I see tight ends? I want to see if Miller Forrestall is still there. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'll take a flyer on Miller Forrestall. It might be a little bit early, but look, if they're moving on from Jonnu Smith, or if Jonnu Smith just ends up going elsewhere, I feel like I got to get some kind of new blood in the tight end room. Yeah, I know that Arthur Smith's not there, so they could change up a little bit of what they did with their style, but Tennessee like to play heavy a lot, and especially if Henry's still there. So right, I think that's probably an investment I needed to make. Let me see the overall board now. Let me see. Okay, that is the overall board. Foco is that guy who's like a 6'5" and he's got the blazing speed. Austin Gale was on last week and he's like, this guy's nuts. And I was like, okay, all right, I gotta look into him a little bit. Let me see who I have picked, Rob. You mind going to that? All right, we got Rousseau, we got Nixon, we got Moore, we got Mukwamo, got another offensive line pick. Oh, I feel like I could go Shaka Toney just for the splash factor.
I was literally just about to say, look, if you're not going to make up your mind, can I trade up for Shaka Toney?
You realize you pick one spot after me right now?
I know.
You pick 188. Let me see.
I'll give you a future 7th to move up one spot.
Let me see. That would be the first peer-to-peer trade that we've done on the live mock series. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it, Rob. Let's do it. I want a future 6th round pick. Take it or leave it.
All right, done.
Wow. Hell yeah. Give me that future 6th. Give me the future 6th. No, he doesn't have it. All right, give me the future 7th. Give me the future 7th. And then it's the 188. Yeah, it's that one right there. All right, do it. That felt good. I feel alive. Yeah. The adrenaline's pumping.
Something cool. We've done
the endorphins cool. The endorphins are running.
Yeah, I'll take Shaka Tony then. Yes.
That puts me back on the clock at 188. Yep. Ooh, Cornell Powell. Ooh. Yeah, give me Cornell Powell, the wide receiver from Clemson. I'll double dip at wide receiver a little bit here. Rob said I just fleeced Mark.
Fleeced me, robbed me blind. I mean, WEI in Boston is losing their minds. How can Belichick give up a future 7th?
He loved it. He needed Shaka Tony. I actually might have picked him with all honesty.
Again, it's so straight. Another guy that was like toolsy, whatever. He'll play 12 downs a game and just rush the passer.
Right. If you let him play wide, just attack the outside shoulder, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see your interior offensive line. Anybody make it to me? No, not really. I don't love any of these guys. Bobby Jones. Let me see just the overall board. We're going best player available at this point. Kay Johns is still there, but I just picked a wide receiver. Joshua Kando, who Austin Gale said last week on the show was a future Hall of Famer because he picked in the Hall of Fame spot. It was like pick number 216 or something.
Look, you heard it on this show last week.
You did. Give me Thomas Graham Jr. Give me another cornerback. I think it would be wise to. Oh wait, no, Rob. He said that this is pick 216. I don't know if it was actually 216. I can't remember. Was that
Rob knows?
Maybe Rob knows if that was the exact pick. I literally just threw out a number. Okay, Rob said he forgot. I just threw out a number randomly. I didn't know.
Don't sell yourself short. Come on, Rob.
Rob could have ran with them. We could have just lied to the good people. Yeah, Rob, I'm going with Thomas Graham. I'll go Thomas Graham from Oregon. Get a couple of corners. I didn't address it early, so let's just throw some bodies at it and see if it makes sense.
Yeah, I've got a serious problem with the corner, especially if we trade Stephon Gilmore, which we might have to do because,
What do you think? What do you think that they get for him before? Because I think this is your last pick here at 237. I think this might be the last pick for both of us. But let's just. What do you think that they could possibly get for Stephon Gilmore? Because it felt like when they put him up for trade last year at the deadline, it was like we want a first-round pick and a starter, and so it's like okay, so you're not really putting him up for trade. You're basically just saying if you blow us away, we'll give you Gilmore. So.
Yeah, who can afford them? What teams have space? Bengals have some space. Denver has some space. Denver just traded away one of their corners or got rid of Bouye. Maybe they do.
Yeah. The Jaguars have a ton of space, and they have another corner. They have another corner need opposite Henderson. So
yeah, maybe Jacksonville. Would you get 33 from Jacksonville? I mean, I'd do that.
Oh, if I'm Jacksonville, I'd do that for sure. You're about to get Trevor Lawrence. Like the winning window. The winning window is open. Like you've got the window.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm on the clock anyway. I know a lot of people like Racy McMath, but give me the Central Arkansas corner, Robert Rochelle, one of the freaks.
Racy McMath. What a name.
Fantastic.
What a name.
All name squad.
That was it. Okay. Yeah, that was the final pick. So we get to recap it here in a second. All right, so I will read the Patriots picks first, even though Mark didn't have the chance to go up and get Justin Fields. He was able to grab Trey Lance at number 10 there. So he takes Trey Lance at 10. I got De'Ami Brown at 73 after he gave up the second round pick to move to go Trey Lance. So we went straight to the third round there. Hunter Long, the Boston connection, the marketing dream right there.
Duncan, baby.
Cameron Sample, Marvin Wilson there in the later portions of the draft. Shaka Tony, we got that specialized guy right there. We did the peer-to-peer swap. That's the first peer-to-peer swap that we have done here on the show. Mark Schofield making history, and then Robert Rochelle at the end of the draft. As for the Tennessee Titans, I doubled up on defensive line and went Gregory Rousseau, then Davian Nixon with my first two picks. somehow got Elijah Moore at 85, although he's not going to last 85.
No.
I'm just letting y'all know now. Picked up Izzy Mukwamo at pick 100. Dante Smith, I got as a versatile backup offensive lineman, some way, shape, or form. Miller Forrestall to try to replace Jonnu Smith if they lose him. Cornell Powell, the wide receiver from Clemson. Then Thomas Graham Jr., the corner from Oregon. Mark, that was a lot of fun, man. That was a blast,
buddy. That was a blast. I loved it. Can't wait to get ridiculed now when everybody sees this. You gave up what for Shaka Toti?
No. Okay. I was about to say, like you got Trey Lance and you made two. Let this not go under the radar. You made two great trade ups.
Yeah, we'll take that.
You
got
gave
my
up,
wide receiver Brown. Excited about that. Cameron Sample. Excited about that. Marvin Wilson late. It's a very Belichickian draft. The only thing I didn't do was address kicker. Because Belichick is known to do that. He did it last year. Didn't quite work out. But...
Please don't remind me of that, because the reason why Jason Light took Roberto Aguayo is because of his conversation with Bill Belichick and others talking about having Steven Gostkowski and never having to worry about 3 points ever again. So then they took Roberto Aguayo.
You always get 3. We're good.
Unbelievable. Well, thankfully you rebuilt the Patriots because it's been a long time since they've been winning.
It's been tough for us, but our Celtics aren't doing it for us right now. Bruins are okay, but it's been tough, but we're plugging along, Trevor. We're plugging along.
We're getting through it together. You did a fantastic job, Mark, talking about quarterbacks as well as everything New England Patriots. I really appreciate it, man. Before we get out of here, I want you to shout out all the different places that you're right now, because I know you're all over the place.
I'm just trying to get behind the glass to hit Rob, because he just reminded me they traded Mookie Betts.
Oh
God. Trev, this was a blast. Had a heck of a fun time here. At Mark Schofield on Twitter, USA Today's Touchdown Wire, Pat's Pulpit, Bleeding Green Nation, Matt Waldman's RSP, which, by the way, keep your eyes tuned. Matt and I got something fun cooking around this time next week. Just, putting that little plug out there, especially given the picks, one of the picks I just made. So keep an eye out for that. But on Twitter, at Mark Schofield.
Anytime Mark and Matt team up, it's must consume content. Mark is one of the best out there, again, at not just breaking down quarterbacks, which he's fantastic at, but the NFL draft in general. Make sure that you're following him on and all of his stuff. That's enough for us tonight, but we will be back on Sunday night with another episode of TDN's Live